Let's start with section 8.2, the law of cosine. And you remember we got 4 pieces. The last 2 cases, if we have 3 sides, or if we have side, then angle, then side. So when you look to the triangle, if you see 3 sides, or if you see a side, angle, then a side. You can use the standard form, or you can use the form. I prefer to use this one. But it's up to you. Both is going to be right. A squared equal B squared plus C squared minus 2AC. You see, 2AC. Check this form. AC. I think this is BC. Can you check this one? So BC cosine A. This is not AC. So BC cosine A, yes. B squared equal A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine B. C squared is going to be A squared, B squared minus 2AB cosine C. Or you can use this one. Cosine A is going to be B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2BC. And cosine B is going to be A squared plus C squared minus B squared over 2AC. And the last one, cosine C, is going to be A squared plus B squared minus C squared over 2AB. It's up to you which one you're going to use. Both is going to be right. The next part, I'm going to do example. The next part is how to find the area. And you have to be careful because we have 2 formulas. The formula is to find the area with the sign, with the law of sines. And the formula to find an area with a cosine, if we have 3 sides, or we have side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. We're going to do like this example. The triangle, to find the area, we're going to find S, which is the side, let's say the side equal A plus B plus C divided by 2. And to find the area, you're going to use this formula. It's going to be S minus A, S minus C. We're going to multiply the numbers here and take the square root to find the area. Also, we're going to do an example of how to find the area. Again, you have to be careful. If we check the example of sine, they're going to ask you to use the law of sine, the cosine. In fact, you don't have to tell you to use the law of sine or cosine. Make it easier for you. So if you look at this example, how I'm going to know I'm going to use the law of sine or the law of cosine? It depends about the case. Now, if you look to this case, I don't have the angles. I have one side, 2, 3. So this case is 3 sides. 3 sides, that means I'm going to use the law of cosine. So now, it's up to you. They ask me to find the angle A, the angle B, and the angle C. So we're going to start with the angle A. That means cosine A is going to be equal what? B squared plus C squared minus A squared divided by 2AB, 2BC. So you're going to plug in cosine A is going to be B squared, 16 squared, plus C squared, 6 squared, minus A squared, which is 14 squared, and divide by 2. B is 16, and C is 26. That's me. Cosine A is going to be equal. Check here, all numbers. Tell me how much is going to be this side. How much is going to be the top part here? 16 squared plus 26 squared minus 14 squared is going to be what? Something? Someone tell me, how much is going to be here?
736.
736. 736. And here? 5. 2 times 16 times 26. Come on. Yes or no? 512. That means cosine A is going to be equal what? Divide 736 divided by 512. Tell me how much it's going to be.
832 on the bottom.
How much?
832 on the bottom, not 512.
Check that again. 2BC. 832. Now divide these together. Zero point or what?
0.88.
0.88. More number. 46. Now, how are we gonna find the angle A? We have cosine A equal 0.8846. I prefer to take the whole number here when you're working on the examples. Now, how are we gonna find the angle A? Sorry, I forgot. Cosine A equals the number. I need to keep the A by itself. Can I take the inverse for both sides? That means cosine inverse to the cosine A equal cosine inverse to this number. These cancel. What's the left here? A equal cosine inverse to the 0.8846. So how much is going to be the angle A? Go ahead.
27.8.
27 point.
You want me to round it or keep it whole?
Round the number. 27, 28?
27.8.
08?
No, just say.
This 8 was the number after 8.
Well, the full number is 27.797.
79. Okay, so 80. So this is the angle A. Here we do the same thing to find B. That means cosine B is going to be A squared plus C squared minus B squared over 2AC. Because we have 3 sides, we're going to do the same thing. That's mean cosine B is going to be A squared or A squared plus C squared 26 squared minus B squared 16 squared. Divide by 2 times A, which is 14, times B is times C, 26. That means cosine B is going to be equal. Tell me how much it's going to be. You divide the whole number, just type this one. Divide by 2 times 14 times 26. How much going to be? 0.12. Zero point one. How much you got?
I got 1.375.
1.375. After 5.
That's it. That's only gave, not the G gave me.
Okay, so that's mean B is going to be equal cosine inverse to 1.375. So how much the angle would be? Be careful, I'm telling you. How much going to be B?
20.
Maybe 2.20. Here is the B. That's making sense. To find the angle C, the cosine B is going to be equal. Cosine C is A squared plus B squared minus C squared divided by 2AB. That means cosine C is going to be equal A squared, which is 14. So 14 squared plus 16 squared minus 26 squared divided by 2 times A times B, which is 16. So that's mean cosine C is going to be equal. Tell me how much it's going to be. What you got? How much you got here on the top?
Negative 224.
On the top? Negative 224. And here? Are you talking about the whole thing? What about the bottom one?
448.
448. So if you divide it, how much going to be?
Negative 0.5.
That means this is 200, not 2 point. So maybe negative half. Yes. That's mean negative 0.5. So C is going to be cosine inverse to the negative 0.5. So how much is going to be C? 120. How much? 120, okay. 120. That's it. Always you're going to do exactly the same steps. Go ahead.
So, to find C, can you just subtract the A and the B from 180?
You can do that, yes. So if you add these together, where is A? If you add these together, and then the result, because the addition of 3 angles is going to be 180. You can say wait, 180 minus B minus A, the result is going to be also 120. Okay, that's also good, yeah. But again, when you're doing the example on cosine, they can tell you use the law of sine or use the law of cosine. But you have to figure out which law you're going to use. It depends about what do you have. So if you look at this example, you have the side B, and there is an angle, and there is a side C. That means this one is similar to side, angle, and then side. You see, side, angle, side. That's why I say, okay, I'm going to use the law of cosine. Now, the first thing they ask you to find what? Find the side A. How are we going to find the side A? And again, we're going to use the same formula because we're going to use the law of cosine. Now, I need to find the side A. I can use this one, or this one. Which one am I going to use? What do you have? You have the angle A, right? You have the angle A, and you have the side B and the side C. So if I have the angle A, can I use cosine A? That's why, because the angle A, I have the angle A, so I'm gonna say, okay. I can say cosine A is equal what? Cosine A equal what? B squared plus C squared minus A squared divided by 2BT. Yes or no? Check what I have. I have the angle A, I have B, I have C, B, C here. So I'm just going to find the side A. That's mean cosine A is 30 equal. B squared is 12 squared. Plus C squared is 24 squared minus A squared divided by 2, 12, 24. Now, how much cosine 30? Okay. Try to use the calculator. It's gonna do a mistake. Have to learn. Cosine 30 is what? Tell me the number. 0.866, right? Equal. This one is 12 squared is 144 plus 24 squared is what? You can add these together because these are two numbers. Let's add these together. How much is going to be 12 squared plus 24 squared? How much? 720. 720 minus A squared divide, how much is going to be 2 times 12 times 24? Five,
76.
576. Yeah. Now, who can tell me what's the next step? I have only, here's the variable, I need to find the value of A, and everything is number. Can I write down this number over 1? Yes or no? This one over 1. Then can I do cross product? That's mean this side times 1, and this number times 576. So it's gonna be 720 minus A squared equal, how much is going to be 0.866 times 576. 720 minus A squared equal, how much is going to be the result here?
498.816.
498.816. Okay. Now what's the next step?
Subtract 720.
Okay. Because you're gonna move this one to this side. Okay, that's fine. 720 and minus 720. This is cancelled. What's the left here? Don't forget the negative sign. Because negative A squared. So negative A squared equal. How much is going to be here? 184. Next step, by what? By -1. By this one by -1. That's mean A squared is going to be 221.184. Next step,
Take the square root.
take the square root. Square root of A squared is going to be square root of 221.184. Now, how much is going to be A?
14.872.
14.172?
872.
872. Okay. Perfect. Let's say 14.87. I'm gonna round the number. When you're taking the square root, here's the question. when you're taking the square root for any number, you have to put a plus or minus. Yes or no? Yes or no? So why we didn't put the minus? Say it again.
Does it cancel out?
Because now, when I'm taking square root for any number, I'm gonna get two results, plus or minus 14.87. Why I'm gonna cancel the negative?
You can have a negative
For what?
for side.
You can't for the side. Why? Because do you have a length for a side with negative number? No, you can't. It's always positive. So that's why we're gonna take the positive one. Now, what's the next step? We need to find B and C. We're gonna go back and use cosine B. That's me, cosine B. So we now have the A. So it's going to be A squared. That's what? C squared minus B squared divided by 2AC. That means cosine B is going to be equal. A squared is 14.87 squared. Plus C squared is 24 squared. Minus B squared is 12 squared. Divide by what? 2. 14.87 times C, which is 24. That's me. Cosine B is going to be equal. Equal what? Go ahead, plug it. So you see again, when you're dividing here, again, plug in the first part, get the result, then the second part, get the result and divide. You're gonna get 0.915. B is going to be cosine inverse to 0.915. That means B, the angle B is going to be 23.79. Again, you want to use the second formula to find the angle C. Or you're gonna say, okay, I have angle A and angle B. The addition for any three angles is going to be 180. So I'm just gonna say C equal 180 minus 30 minus 23.79. So C is going to be 126.22. They're just gonna give you a triangle, and you have the side B, the angle A, and the side C. It's exactly like the same example over there. So I'm gonna check. I have a side, and I have an angle, and then I have a side. You see, side, angle, side. That means I'm going to use the law of cosine. Then they ask you to find B. Can I start to finding the angle B? Yes or no?
Yes.
If I use cosine B, because that's the only formula that contains the B. Then do I have the side A?
No.
So I can't use it. So what I have to do? They're telling you find B, angle C, then the side A.
Can we find the side A first?
Yes, you can. It's not gonna be wrong. Go ahead and find the side A first. Why? Because if I need to find the side A, I'm gonna use the angle A. So let's go back here, the formulas. If I have the angle A, I have B, I have C, B, C, that means I'm going to find the side A. So you don't have to do everything by order. If they're telling you find B, it doesn't mean you have to find B, the angle B first. Go ahead.
Can we use the standard form to find the?
You can use it the same form. It's up to you which one you prefer. Like this one is the same thing here. Don't feel like it's not. So you see, they ask you to find the angle B first. No, you don't have to find angle B first. Go ahead, find the side A first. So you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna use cosine A. It's going to be B squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. Cosine 100 is going to be b squared is 4 squared plus c squared is 10 squared minus a squared divided by 2, 4, 10. Our goal is to find the cosine 100. How much going to be? Here is going to be 16 plus 100, 116 minus a squared divided by 80. How much cosine 100?
Negative 0.17.
Negative 0.17.
17.
Okay. What's the number after 7?
3.
Then we're gonna do the same thing. Our goal is to find a. This is over 1. So I'm gonna do what's the product? That's mean 116 minus a squared is going to be this number times 80. Negative 0.173 times 80. So 116 minus a squared equal what? What's the number here? Negative what? Negative what? How much is it going to be? Negative 0.173 times 80.
Negative 13.89.
Negative 13.89. Next step, what are you gonna do next step? What are you gonna do next step?
Subtract 116.
Okay, minus 116 minus 116. This cancel, so negative a squared is going to be what? Negative what? Negative 129.89. The next step, you can divide both sides by negative 1. That means a squared is going to be 129.89. Take the square root for both sides. A is going to be what? What's the square root for 129 point? And the square root. Tell me 11.4. Yeah. Why do you feel it's wrong? Now this is the side A. So I found the side A. Now next step, what I need to find, I can find B and I can find C. Which one you prefer to find first? B, that's mean I'm gonna say, okay, cosine B is going to be. Yes, a cosine B equal A squared.
C squared. Yes. B squared over 2AC.
A squared plus B squared. Plus C squared.
Yeah, plus C squared.
Plus C squared minus C squared over 2AC. That means cosine B is going to be equal. A squared, which is 11.40. So 11.40 squared plus C squared, which is 10 squared, minus B squared, 4 square over 2 times 11.4 or 0 times that's mean cosine B is going to be equal. Tell me equal what?
Yes, it's in
0.938. That's mean B is going to be cosine inverse to 0.938. So how much is going to be B? 20? How much? 20.28. So we can find this angle B. If you want to use another formula to find C, it's up to you. Or you're gonna say, okay, it's A plus B plus C equal 180. I need to find the C. 180. 180. 28. 2028. 8 minus 100. So how much is going to be C? C is going to be equal. What you got?
59.72.
59.72. 5972. If you want to use the same thing, use this formula, find the C, you have to get the same result. Okay? So both is going to be up. Here's next example. That's the only thing they're gonna ask you. Find the area. So you have two formulas to find the area. With the law of sine and with the law of cosine. So how I'm gonna use, I know to use this formula. Why? Why I'm going to use this formula? Why I'm not gonna use the formula when I need to find with the law of sine?
Because you have 3 sides.
Because I have 3 sides. So when I have 3 sides, that's mean I'm going to use the formula. The first thing I'm going to find is S equal A plus B plus C divided by 2. That means S is going to be equal A 16 plus B, which is equal A is 4. 4 plus 16 plus 17 divided by 2. S is going to be equal what? 20, 30, 37 divided by 2. 18.5. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna use the formula. The area is the square root of S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. That's being equal to the square root of 18.5 times 18.5 minus 3, which is 4, times 18.5 minus 16 times 18.5 minus 17. Is going to be square root of what? 0.1. Point is going to be decimal number. 0.9375. 9375. Check the square root. Number is going to be 31.72. 31.72. So again, it depends about which case you have. The first two cases is going to be the formula with law of sine. The second two cases is going to be the formula with the law of cosine. Now tell me, how are we gonna find the area? Do we have three sides? So what's the missing side? Is A. So we need to find A. Which formula are you going to use? The first one, the second one, the third one. The first one, why? Because I have the angle A. So I'm going to say, okay, cosine A. I say cosine A equal B squared plus C squared minus A squared divided by 2BC. I have the angle A, I have B and C, and then I'm going to find the side A. That means cosine A is 79 equal B squared 76 squared plus C squared 39 squared minus A squared. Everything divided by 2 times B is 76 times C is 39. So cosine 79. How much cosine 79? 0.19.
It's like 190, but then the next number is 8, so.
Okay, 190. Okay. Equal 76 squared plus 39 squared. How much going to be? 7,000. How much? 7,000. How much?
297.
97. Okay. Minus A squared over 2 times 76 times 39. 5,900. 38.
28.
Okay. Now, again, this is over 1. So you're gonna do the cross. That means 7,220 minus 8 squared equal. No, 8. 27. 0.190 times 5,928. Now multiply these two numbers. How much going to be? 2,100. 1,000. 1,000. 26.32. Here, 7,297 minus A squared. Then what are you gonna do? You say minus 2 here from both sides. So negative A squared is going to be equal to what? Negative or positive? That's something wrong. And then you're gonna divide both sides by -1. So A squared is going to be 6,165.88. Then A is going to be what? You see all these steps just to find the side A. How is going to be A? Take the square root of both sides. Find S, which is equal A plus B plus C divided by 2. If S is going to be equal A, which is 78.52 plus B is 76 plus C is 39 divided by 2. That means S is going to be equal, I got 96.76. So now we're going to use the formula to find the area. Going to be square root of S minus A, S minus B, and S minus C. That means it's going to be square root of 9 6.76 times 96.76 minus A, which is 78.52 times 96.76 minus B, which is 76 times 96.76 minus C, which is 39. Multiply. You're gonna get really big number, 2116, 290.23. Take the square root for this number is going to be 1,454.75. Make more sense, because check the sides. 76, 39, and the 8 is 78. So this is the area for this triangle.